So today we're going to just show you a few highlights from recent projects. And of course you are all familiar with the Great Parsley Project, and we potted up a lot of these parsley plants recently. Had 2 spells of rain and they are doing great. So anyway, that's our Yay Parsley segment. And then I also am growing arugula for myself, and it's flowering. One thing that I've discovered, I've grown it in the ground before and I'm growing it in pots this year. It takes a lot of water in pots. So anyway, that's one thing to watch out for. If you try to grow it in a pot, make sure it gets a lot of water. But let's go look at some other stuff. So a few weeks ago, we had a whole mess of branches around here, and some people came in to chip it up, and it became this rather small pile. But anyway, it had rotted down. I wait for the green leaves to become brown, and then it's at a nice stage to put around trees. So I actually used this mulch to go around and look at all of our little mango trees that we planted about a week ago, I guess. And you know, that all of these mango trees, the young mango trees, do not get water, except for, fortunately, we had 2 days of rain, so that helped. But I've circled or put mulch all around all of those plants, the young plants that were just planted. And so not only will that deliver some nutrients to the soil, but it also will help retain some of the moisture there. So just yesterday, I got a truckload of really nice mulch, and the lychee trees haven't had a whole lot of mulch for a while, so I couldn't wait to get it on there. The pile was all across here, which wasn't an ideal situation, but I'm very happy to get it. And usually I wait until the mulch has cooked a little bit, where the leaves are have turned brown, and you know, all of the heat, as the mulch breaks down, because it's not just wood, it's the leaves, it actually goes through a stage where it heats up, and you know, that's not ideal for trees. But because of the situation yesterday, we took this entire big old pile of mulch here and put it in where the lychee trees are. It was a big job. But the reason we did it immediately after it was dumped is because there was another load of mulch that was coming. And that's just partially down the hill there. And so we wanted to make room for the truck to go and dump the next load of mulch. So this is really good news for the lychee tree, and yes, I did get my exercise in yesterday. So here's our second load of mulch, and what happens in cold weather, and it doesn't even have to be that cold, is you can come out and see steam rising from these piles of fresh mulch like this from tree companies. You know, of course it has to have the leaves in the mulch in order to have that steam effect, but it's always interesting. Also, I want to mention, like, this mulch, you know, it is not ideal having green stuff in there, but I want to mention how deep it is. We haven't put the mulch up against the tree trunks themselves, but it's pretty darn thick out here. It will compact as it ages, but I'm hoping that that will help these lychees on top of the hill. They need more moisture than what they get in this situation with our irrigation, so hopefully the mulch will help those trees get the moisture that they need. So here's our noni. It's a very tropical fruit plant, and it often grows along the coast, around the tropics, it doesn't like to be cold. And in fact, a temperature under 40 degrees can sometimes kill a plant, a noni plant. And fortunately, when we did have our 38, 39 degree weather, it didn't last that long. So the plant is still alive, but you can see a lot of evidence down here of lots of leaves that dropped. They're, you know, green leaves, but boom, they just dropped off of the tree when it got cold. So a small price to pay for the tree or the plant itself, and it still looks nice. So this is our new soursop. This time I planted it on the south side of the house so that the house itself would block the north winds. As I said, we got 38, 39 degree weather here, and when I had soursop in another location in the grove, every time it got below 40 degrees, every leaf on the tree would drop. And as you can tell, we still have some leaves on this. This is quite a success. I know it looks like heck compared to what it normally looks like in the summer, but this is really a success story. You know, we've got green leaves even on the top branches, and so location definitely matters. So here's another one of our recent projects. I know it doesn't look like much, but this used to be surrounded by about 6 feet on this side of sand and mulch that had a lot of grass growing into it. It was a mess, and so we dug out all that and put it in some areas that needed sand and mulch, and now we're left with some rather old mulch. And of course there's no danger of burning anything with the mulch, but an interesting thing happens is the top has the, you know, the biggest wood chips, and you dig in, and you know, this is just the mulch, the wood and the leaves that are chipped up, a few little critters helping to reduce it. It's you know, it's what I imagine good soil to look like. But of course, you can't just use this. It stays too wet, but it is a very good amendment to our soils, and also to scatter on areas that are having trouble growing grass even. So that's our mulch and cold weather effects update. It was just a quick little update to show you what's going on around the farm today.